The taunt off mechanic is Abyssal Strike. It will knock the tanks back, so tanks need to make sure they don't get knocked off the edge or into Queen Ashar's barrier. Tanks should taunt off after each one. Queen Ashar will cast Torment, which covers multiple slices of the room in a dark mist. Don't stand in this. Random players will get Soul Flay. Those players should move away from their soul that only they can see, it's pulsating orange, to reduce the damage it does when it explodes. Inquisitor will cast Void Ritual and 3 eyes will spawn around her. 3 different players should stand in these. Once this happens, in one corner of the room a Void Orb will spawn. It's big and blue, and in another corner there will be a portal. The players who stood in the Void Ritual need to run to the orb and bounce it into the portal by just walking up and nudging it. You want to make sure you avoid hitting Queen Ashar's barrier or it will do a lot of raid-wide damage. Go around her barrier and nudge it into the portal. On Heroic, these Void Obelisks spawn, which slows players' movement speed if you're near it. Avoid it at all costs. For players who are bouncing the orb needs to avoid those obelisks as well. Also on Heroic, if a player who stood in the Void Ritual nudges an orb, they get a stack of Eminent Doom, which lasts 6 seconds. It does nothing until it gets to 5 stacks, at which point you die. This is so one person can't just deal with the orb. Also on Heroic, once the Void Orb reaches the portal, those players become Void Touched, so they can't stand in Void Ritual again. Otherwise, get the Void Orb into the portal and repeat the process.